Hi there, it's Mike with the Fish Tank Barn. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a tour of my 90-gallon discus tank. So let's come along and see how I run this setup. Alright, we're now taking a look at the discus tank itself. As we see here, those are two of the biggest discus sitting out in the front. I've had the majority of these fish for a little over 2 years now. I originally got them as very small juveniles, and they've been in various tanks here in the Fish Tank Barn, from a 75 to the 150 that now has the Geophagus heckelii in it, and then now they've settled in this 90-gallon once they moved out to the Fish Tank Barn. Let's go ahead and talk through the filtration aspects of this tank. So there's basically two types of plants in here. There's some Vallisneria as well as some Pogostemon stellatus octopus. Also in here, as you can see, is there's a sponge filter sitting right here in the corner. As you can see back in here, there's an intake sponge, and that is hooked up to an Emperor 350 power filter. So that provides some of the filtration here as well. And then going over to the side, if we pan through the tank here, you can see all the Vallisneria. There is a Ziss bubble biofilter as well to provide some more biological filtration here in this tank. So let's go ahead now and we'll head back over to the sump. Okay, we're now back at the sump, so let me explain to you how the sump works. So the gray tube is the overflow from the tank itself, goes into the filter floss, which acts as the mechanical filtration. And then in here, I kind of stole this from the saltwater world. If you can see in the top here, there's some guppy grass, and that guppy grass is basically serves as some more filtration, and kind of using it like you would use macroalgae in saltwater system. So if it gets overgrown, you take it out, grows again. So that's kind of the methodology there. And then it goes to a return pump. If you go over this way, there's a return pump right here, and then that returns back to the tank. So we do have quite a bit of filtration on this tank, but like I said, we did have quite a bit of algae in here, so wanted to combat that the best we could. One thing I want to talk about that is related to filtration is the auto water change system on this tank. This tank gets 3 water changes a day, running approximately a minute and a half each. Those happen at noon, 8 p.m., and midnight. Those water changes are scheduled through my Neptune Apex, which controls all of the auto water change here in the fish barn. You can see the light up there. That is a Fluval 2.0. So I'm happy with that light. I use mostly Aquaneat lights in here, but I did want to try one of the Fluvals. And then for the light on the sump, that's just a little Aquaneat light that I have over the sump to light the plants. I do want to talk to you a little bit about temperature. Temperature in this tank is controlled by my Neptune Apex. There's a temperature probe in here. I do set this to about 83 degrees. It's a little cooler than a lot of the other people keep it at. A lot of people recommend 85, 86. The reason I run it a little bit cooler, I just don't trust heaters. The way that I would want to compare it is, say you have a Dodge Challenger and you run that at max output, max RPMs all the time. It's going to wear out a lot faster than it would if I drove it at a normal RPMs, like say to 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs. So that's the way I kind of view the heaters. If you have them cranked up, the Apex obviously would help, but that's one of the reasons I do it, and I just don't like to run tanks that hot. Alright, I do feed these fish 2 different types of food. So I do feed them, so the first food I feed them is the VibraBites. We did a review of that in the last video. So the second food I feed are the Serra Discus granules. Well, that concludes today's tour of my 90-gallon discus tank. And if you guys have enjoyed this, please check out some of my other videos. If you like the other videos you see on this channel, please like, subscribe, and smash the notification bell. As always, thank you guys for your time, and I will catch you on the next one.